You just said that you're going to get started with me when you make more money, or when your job gets better, or you have more money, or your financial situation gets better, right? Isn't that what you just told me? Yet I just told you that I'm here to help your financial situation get better. First of all, I just want to say to all the new guys and gals that got up here right now, congratulations. I mean, you just inspired. And by the way, that is what Primerica is about. I mean, it's new people, it's inspiration, it's those brand new people that are inspiring other people. That is Primerica. And by the way, you guys are becoming new heroes in Primerica. Now, if you get it, if you really get this thing, you'll say, okay, how quickly can I go build and find another hero? See, you guys are heroes today, but 3 months from now, your goal is to make sure that you have your people up on stage becoming heroes. Does that make sense? We are in the building heroes business. Did you know that? Right? So ask yourself, over the last 12 months, over the last 6 months, how many new heroes have you created? How many brand new people have you created that are having a little bit of success right now? That's what Primerica is about. That's what we do in Primerica. And never forget that. Never forget that. I mean, we come to meetings all the time. We go to big events. We go to conventions. But our focus should be on building new heroes, and that ultimately become great leaders in Primerica, right? Because we're in the building of leaders business as well. All right, don't forget. I just wanted to say that because I was very inspired by you guys coming up, and I mean, you know, for you to have another business that went out of business, and for you to say, you know what, I'm going to give this thing a shot, and I'm going to give it everything I have, and I'm going to do something special. I'm going to do something great. I'm going to inspire other people to be the best that they can be, and I'm going to show people and prove that Primerica is the greatest opportunity in the world, and that it works. Yeah. Right? So I've spent my career, I've spent my career trying to make sure that I was proving that Primerica worked. You know, I never wanted to be a part of one of those businesses that people looked at and they said, oh, that's a scam, or nobody makes any money there, or it doesn't work, right? I never wanted to be a part of that. I never wanted to be a fraud. And so what I really focused, I mean, that's what probably moved me most of the time in the business, is me thinking about, I had a responsibility to prove that Primerica was real. To prove it. It's my job. It's not my job to just get excited about somebody else doing well. But it's my job personally to show people out there that Primerica is the real deal. And that Primerica is real, and Primerica is good, and you can make money doing Primerica. You know, one of my top regional vice presidents, in the last 12 months, he took his income from $100,000 to over $200,000. In the last 2 months, he's already been paid just about $60,000 in 2 months. Is that a pretty good? That's a lot of money to change his life. So when we talk about, does it work? Well, he's proven it that it works, and he's continually going to prove that this thing works, and that's our job, is to prove that Primerica's for real. So anyway, the bottom left, right? Okay, all right. So let's talk about how to stay focused, all right? Did you know that the real reason most people fail in business is because of their lack of focus? Yes or no? Yes. Right? That's it. I mean, your focus is going to determine your success. Studies have shown that we automatically discount about 90% of the information that comes our way. We do this so that we can focus on the 10% that we consider important. Right? We discount. So most of the stuff that's even going to be said today, you won't remember. Right? So you have to, realistically, even today, you need to focus on the 10% that really is going to matter to you personally to take you to the next level. Yes or no? Well, that's why you got to show up to all the meetings, because if you get little chunks of 10% for the next, 6 months, the next year, right, that adds up to a lot of great information that's going to help you get to the next level. It says, what you focus on creates what is real for you in your world. So whatever you focus on, right? I mean, the next thing says focus is the most important thing you can do to live a passionate life. But what you focus on is going to determine your reality, right? Whatever, that is your reality. Don't worry about all the minutia that goes on in the world. Because the truth is, whatever you focus on is going to be your reality. And ultimately, isn't that what really matters? Is what you create in your life, right? I mean, isn't that true? Yes or no, right? So I want you to think about this. I don't want to get too deep with you guys here today, but it just says, did you know that the reason, draw an imaginary box around what you want, and do not let anyone or anything break your focus. And that's Rick Susie. Wrote a great book called Thank You, Mr. Karras, or something like that, right? And but he's one of my heroes. You know, one story about Rick Susie. You know, I used to work in a little second-story office in Glendora, and every day, and a huge window that overlooked the Glendora golf course. And so it was a private golf club, and every day, this was when I was making $7 an hour. And I used to watch these people play golf every single day. And I used to see Rick Susie, not knowing who Rick Susie was at the time. He used to play golf every single day. And then I would ultimately see him drive up in his big old Mercedes, and we were on top of a bank building, so he would obviously be going to the bank depositing all his money. That's what I was figuring, right? So, but one day, right? One day, Rick Susie, you know, years later, right? It's amazing what you focus on ultimately becomes your reality. Because I always dreamt about playing on that golf course. I didn't know Rick Susie. I didn't know who he was. But because I always focused on one day I'm going to play at that golf course. One day I'm going to live my life like all those people that I watched having total, absolute freedom every day, right? I mean, I know that those people did not have jobs. Most of them were business owners. Most of them had organizations that they built. They had manufacturing companies. They owned 10 McDonald's, right? Those are the people that were playing on the golf all day. My parents were, my father was a district manager for bonds. My mom worked as a checker for bonds. My parents were never going to have that life. And if I did what they did, I would never have the life that I really wanted. So I focused and I really, visualized what I wanted. And ultimately, one day Rick Susie came up to me as we won in Primerica, and he said, "Daniel, I want you to come play golf with me." And so one day I was standing on the other side of the fence. So that's proof. And that, to me, that's proof that whatever you think about is going to become your reality. Okay. So it just says it's not what's happening to you or what's happened in your past that determines who you become. Rather, it's your decisions about what you focus on. It says what things mean to you and what you're going to do about them will determine your ultimate destiny. Whatever you focus on, this one guy is really smart and says, whatever you focus on with extreme intensity will ultimately become your reality. Is that right? So let's talk about this one. This thing's confusing over here. All right. Okay. The U.S. professor of psychology and management, whatever his name is, we have available to us to our senses around 2 million bits of information per second. It says the second first posted by George Miller in 1956 is what we can only process 7 plus or minus 2 chunks of information at any given time. If we were simultaneously conscious of all the data coming to us, we'd go insane trying to process it all, right or wrong. All right, so it says, so if you're going to try to make a go at a half a dozen business opportunities on average, the best you can hope for at any one time, you become aware of 1 1/2 chunks of information that you're relevant of each. Assuming you're operating at the +2 end of the scale, right? That's 6 opportunities, 1.5 each. Now let's think about someone who's working on just one opportunity. Even if he can only handle 5, 7 minus 2 chunks, he's operating only just half of the level you are. he's still getting over 3 times as much relevant information to make a success of that business as you are. And they do say knowledge is power. So what am I getting at? I probably confused all of you in here, all right? What am I getting at? Is that, look, if you don't make a decision at one time to just focus on doing Primerica, you're never going to be that successful. Look, is this the greatest part-time business opportunity in the world? Absolutely. But at one point in time, you got to give it everything you got. At one point in time, if you want, look, people say, hey, look, I'm sorry, your name you just spoke last was Brandon. Brandon. All right, so Brandon goes, man, I want to make $1 million. Well, let me tell you, Brandon. What you're going to have to do to get that $1 million is, number one, you're going to have to focus everything you got. Everything you got. Now, you might be going to school, you might be having a job, hey, look, you're brand new, do this part-time, get really competent, you master the fundamentals, right? I'm not good at a lot of things. I don't change my own oil, right? I don't cut my own lawn. We barely do our own grocery shopping because now they got the store brings it to you now over the internet, over the internet. I don't focus on none of that crap, right? All I focus on is building my dang business. So that's how you make $1 million. Because I can focus on everything and not be that successful at something. So next time you want to go, let your grass grow long. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's like, somebody tells me, well, Daniel, I'm just so busy right now. You're so busy right now. You should be busy prospecting and recruiting and building and growing and building great relationships with your people and helping your people get more successful. That's what I'm talking about here. That's what that whole confusing thing I just read you all meant. Is that you're processing so much information right now. You have so many things going on in your life. If you do not make a conscious decision to focus on what you want, you will never get what you want. So let's talk about what is really distracting you from winning, okay? Because there's a lot of you that have been around a little while, and it's about time you take this to the next level. And that's the only reason why I'm here, guys. All right? I'm going to talk about my story a little bit later and my life and all that. But you know what? You know why I'm really here? Is because I want to see you guys win. Because you know what? I'm a big shareholder in Primerica. I have a vested interest. I'm going to be doing the tour around Primerica, just talking to Primerica agents, all right? Because I have a vested interest in every one of you getting rich. Every one of you becoming successful. This is a whole new game. We have a vested interest in you guys becoming the best that you can be. And if you're focused all over the place, man, we ain't going to be as good as we could be. If everybody made a decision that, you know what, for the next 5 years, we're going to get so dang focused, we're going to get so after it. So what's really distracting us? Things like, do you use your kids as an excuse for not succeeding? Right? A lot of people use their kids. I use my kids. I was telling the group last night at dinner, I said that, the month that my son was born, my son's now 8 years old, 8 years old this month. But when he was born, I went out and did 19,500 in personal production. All right, the month that he was born, that was my first child. Right? Anybody would have gave me a pass on that one. Right or wrong, right? I'd been like, well, I just had a child. You don't expect me to work this month, do you? I just had a child. You don't expect me to get focused on that Primerica thing right now. You don't understand my situation. I gotta be there to hold my wife's hand every day. Gotta be with her. I gotta cuddle my baby every day. Right? No. I wanted to get financially independent so I could spend the rest of my days with my child, not with my children. I wanted to make sure that I was with my son every possible moment I could be watching him grow up. and being with him all that I possibly can. And then we had another child, my daughter. Well, because of Primerica, we came into Primerica 7 years later. We had saved $1 million. We had become financially independent in 7 years because of our focus, because of our discipline, because of our sacrifice. We absolutely got after it. So that way we could have the rest of our life off. That's better. But what happens is we focus for a little while, and then we stop. And then we focus for a little while, and then we stop. And then we focus again for a little while, and then we stop. And we play this cycle over and over and over. It's almost like investing, right? People, they get excited about the market, and what do? They buy at the top. And then they go, oh, crap, right? And then they sell, right? And they sell, right? Because they're really stressed, right? And then they sell. And then they get excited, the market goes up. Oh, the market's going up again. And then they buy, right? Is this like the cycle of most people in investing? Well, it's the same thing that people do in Primerica. You get all excited, but man, when it's momentum time, that's when you need to take it to the next level. This is the founding of Primerica. You guys understand? I'm pretty dark. We do okay. We have, a net worth of probably in excess of $12 million with our businesses today. And you look at, the opportunity that we have right. That's why I'm after it right now. You understand? I am focused more than ever at getting this thing going right now. And you guys should be. You guys should have. You see that little smile on my face right now, right? You know why I'm excited? Is because for the first time in my life, I really feel like I am at the right place at the right time. And so it's not. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm not trying to. That's not a little smile, right? I'm smiling. Because I'm looking at a bunch of people that are going to get wealthy in Primerica, right? We got to get focused here, right? Illnesses, man. Winners play hurt. You understand that? Man, when you're a winner, come on. I had this guy one time, he said, well, my dog got sick, I stubbed my toe, right? I hurt my finger at work, so I had to go home and ice it. I've heard every excuse in the dang world, right? Well, look, when I played baseball, the only reason why I went to college for about 6 months or for one semester, basically, to play baseball, right? And that was the only reason why I was going to school at the time was to play baseball. When I hurt my knee, I really couldn't play much after that, but we did have about 5 or 6 games left in the season. And I hurt my knee bad. I actually happened to hurt it in basketball. These are the really high, educational classes that I used to take. I took officiating basketball. All right, so that was one of my classes, and we just played basketball in the class. All right, so you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to make it in Primerica. I promise you that, right? So I hurt my knee real bad, but there was 5, 6 games left in the season. Right? And I had to play. I played hurt. Every game I got out there, my knee was blown out. We wrapped it. I took a bunch of pills, and then we got out there and we made it happen anyway. And I finished out the dang season. There ain't no way that I'm gonna quit. I'm not a quitter. I'm a winner. And winners play hurt. Now, if you're dying, that's a different story. But you know what? If you're well enough to talk and well enough to move around, then you're well enough to go on a point. And by the way, partly, I always played hurt because I knew that one day, somebody would come up to me, one of my guys would come up to me and say, I'm hurt today, or I'm sick today, or I'm not feeling well today, right? And I'd be able to look them right in the eye. You know what? I've been there too, man. But you know what? You need to suck it up. You need to pay the price, right? You need to go out and take away everybody's excuses. So every time you're sick, every time you're hurt, every time something that's going to take away and distract your focus comes up, right? You got to bear down. And you got to be more excited, more focused on getting the job done right then, because ultimately you'll be able to take everybody's excuses away, okay? And the other thing is, are you letting negative family break your focus, right? Hey, look, most family members don't want to see you win. It was a little bit difficult for me. My father has a master's degree My stepfather that pretty much raised me and my brother, he has a master's degree. He was student of the year in the MBA program with USC. All right, so pretty talented, smart guy. So when he found out that I was going to join Primerica, right, was he excited about that? Probably not, right? Because he saw me going to college and doing the same thing he did, right? And so that could have been a distraction. Hey, look, I was 21 years old. Most people didn't trust me. Most people didn't know me. I didn't have a huge warm market to go see when I first started Primerica. Most people said this thing wouldn't work for me. I mean, most people said, Daniel, come on, Daniel, you're not college educated. You don't have the right degrees, right? We've taken a look at you through high school, and we know you're not the smartest guy, all right? So I mean, who do you think you are? They're just trying to motivate you at that Prime America thing. They're just trying to motivate you so they can make more money off of you. That's what everybody told me. My friends, my family, my coworkers, that's what everybody told me. And I could have allowed that to be a distraction, or I could allow that to be my, right? I used it as my fuel. I used it as, you know what, I'm going to show you, right? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You think you think so? Okay. Don't let those people break your focus, all right? Because you know what you want. Right? I mean, what is really distracting? Let's talk about this for a second, right? What is your hobby? You know what my hobby is? Face shop premium. You know, that's my hobby. Right? You want to know what my sport is? Through First Premium. Right? See, I know that sounds weird. Some of you go, man, but I like to do this, and I like to do this, and I like to do this. Well, not when you're building your dang business, you don't. When you're building your business and when you're focused, this is what you do until you get what you want out of Primerica. Right? Whatever it is that you want out of Primerica, you can have. Do you understand that? If you want to make $1 million, you can make $1 million. If you want to make $500,000, you make $500,000. If you want to make $10 million, you make $10 million. Whatever you want to do with this thing, you can do it. But don't allow the other distractions to break you until you get what you want out of this dang thing. Because again, you don't want to get in that cycle of going up and down and up and down and up and down. Just have a run. Take this as far as you can possibly take it in the quickest amount of time. And by the way, it's all because you're building your story. Right? The better, more compelling, exciting story that you can build in Primerica. A lot of you guys that are new and brand new, do you understand? You can create such an awesome, compelling story so fast that people are going to want to join your business because they're like, wow, man, you made that much money? You did that? Wow, that's incredible. That's amazing. I want to do it too. Wow, you made $1,000 last month part-time? I'm in. See, it's your compelling story. And see, that is how, and that's why you need to stay focused on what you are supposed to do right now. It is so that you can build that great, compelling story. Right? Is your focus a lack of money? Right? I mean, think about it, right? We can either focus on a lack and limitation, or we can focus on abundance. We can focus on what we don't have. I mean, have you ever heard those people that say, well, I'll get started when my finances get better. And I look at them and I say, did you hear what I just said? I was just telling you about making more money. Last time I checked. Do you understand, like when people tell you that stuff, do you allow it to just pass? Or do you allow, or do you say something about it? Do you allow it to just cruise by you and go, okay, well that's cool, whatever, just right? Or do you call them on? Right? I don't know why I am like I am, but I'm not afraid to call anybody on anything. You know why? It's because I'm not afraid of somebody quitting Primerica. I've never been afraid of somebody quitting. I figured this: if I told you the truth, and you wanted to join me and follow me, let's go for it. Let's make it happen. If I sugarcoat this thing and lie to you, ultimately you're going to find out yes or no. Yes. So do you want the truth, yes or no? Yes. Right? Do you want, look, some of you guys go, well, I don't want the truth. I want you to just tell me. Do you guys want the truth? Yes, so think about this for a second, man. When somebody tells you something like that, just tell them, hey, look, did you just hear what you just said? Did you this is what you need to tell them, okay? Did you hear what your mouth just told me? Did you hear that? You just said that you're going to get started with me when you make more money, or when your job gets better, or you have more money, or your financial situation gets better, right? Isn't that what you just told me? Yet I just told you that I'm here to help your financial situation get better. Will you allow me to do that, man? Will you allow me to help you? Come on, man, let's do this. Now, that wasn't a script. It's not like approved Primerica script, right? That's just being real, man. Be real with people. Tell them like it is. Tell them this is going to be awesome. Tell them they need to follow you. Tell them that we can be somebody together, man. We can do this together. Come on, man, let's do this. Let's change your life. All that crap that's going on, who cares about that? I don't care what's happened in the past. I just care about where we're going, right or wrong. You guys excited? No distractions, right? Do close friends, right? Do they make you feel guilty for not spending more time with them? I haven't seen you in like 6 months. You've been so focused on that Prime America pyramid thing. We miss you, man, right? It says your outlook on life, your estimate of yourself, your estimate of your value are largely colored by your what? Right? Your whole career will be modified, shaped, molded by your surroundings, by the character of the people with whom you come in contact every single what? Right? Every day. Right? The people you surround you. I love being around Kevin and Mary. I feel like I'm just better being around them. I go, man, it's awesome, right? You get to hang out with Joyce Vaughn. I mean, it's like, man, she makes me feel like, man, I'm like, man, I'm an inner. I'm excited, man. You know what I mean? I love being around winners, man. I want to be a winner. I didn't play baseball for money, right? When you're in college and you're playing, you pay them to play. You understand that, right? You pay them, right? I love to compete. I love to win. I want to be around something great. And you know what? If you want to come with me, come on, let's go. If you don't, that's okay. If you want to be average and ordinary, that's cool, man. It's all good. You know, look, you don't have to join Primerica to be my friend, by the way. All right? You don't have to join Primerica. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying, though, that if I'm going to do this thing, all I ask is for your support. All I ask for you is to pat me on the back. All I ask you for is give me a high five if I'm doing good. That's all I ask of you as my friend. I mean, is that too much to ask from a friend, yes or no? Right? That's all I ask. And don't distract me. Just keep pushing me up. I got dreams. I got goals. I got desires. I want to be somebody in my life. Just help me be great. Just push me up. Just help me do something special. Maybe you can give me a referral every once in a while. Right? Don't try to distract me right now. Don't worry. I'll have plenty of time to play and to do the things I want to do. And thank God for this business. Man, I've traveled the world because of this business. But I'll tell you what, for 5 years, you didn't see me. For 5 years, I was gone. I was like on a mission, man. I was making it happen, man. Everything I had, I put my head in the sand, man. I woke up, we were wealthy. That's the opportunity that you have in Primerica, right? I got in a fight with my wife. Right? I'll get focused, right? When the kids get older, then we're going to get focused. Okay? But see, I got problems, man. You don't know my situation. I got problems right now. Okay? I'm too young to do it, I'll tell you, man. I wish I was a little bit older, people believed me more and trusted me more, right? It's all excuses. I'm too old, right? I've been around too, right? I'm too old. Man, my days are over. Jeannie Carter, one of the most successful people in Primerica, started when she was 55 years old. And she became a multi-millionaire. She's lived an amazing life because Primerica gave her a second lease on life. Okay? Right? But you don't understand my situation, Daniel. Right? I got stuff that you don't know about, man. It's easy for you, Daniel, because you make a lot of money. It's easy for you. You don't know what's going on with me because, I lost my job and I'm going through all kinds of struggles and financial difficulties. You don't know my situation. You understand, guys? Me and Karma were broke before we started Primerica. We were dead broke before we started. She was a waitress and I was making $7 an hour. That's what we did before Primerica. We had no money, right? So let me tell you, but how about this, right? The recession is too bad. It's so bad. Nobody's buying right now. We were looking at some reports this morning. What was that? 100 people did over $1 million in trades? 100 people. 100 people did over $1 million in business, in securities business. So, but people are investing right now. It's like, just people aren't buying insurance right now. What do we write? 20 or 30,000 applications of insurance every single month. But the recession is so, nobody's buying. No, it's just you're not working, man. That's all. You ain't focused. See, because the people that are writing business, it's because they are focused on writing business. They're focused on recruiting people. We recruit, 20,000 people a month in Primerica every month. 20,000 people. Hey, all you got to do is figure out how you can go get 3, 4, 5 of them out of the 20,000, and you'll be totally successful in Primerica. California, there's 30 million people in California. I will never get to each one of those people, ever, right? Because every time I try to tap, a certain percentage of them, more babies are born, right? And you understand, teenagers, they turn into young adults and have families. It'll never, Joyce has been doing this for 30 years. It ain't stopping. It's actually getting better, you know what I mean? It's getting more exciting than it was 30 years ago. People are more educated, they want to invest more, they want to save money more. So you understand, everything is abundance. We have so much abundance. If you get in the right vehicle, you can tap into that and get some of that to take care of your family. Because what does your family need? What, maybe 5 or 10 million? That's all you need, right? I just need about 5 or 10 million cash. I'm good, man. I'm good. That's all I got. Look, out of the billions and billions in the world, I just need 5 or 10 million. That's it. Yeah. I'm good. But I don't have enough time. First of all, I don't buy that. I don't buy it. So don't. You can make excuses and lie to yourself about why you can't do it and why you can't get focused and why you can't be great. Or you can just get focused and make it happen. Right? Either you're going to win or you're going to lose. There's only 2 choices, right? You're going to either win or you're going to lose. I choose to win. Hopefully, a lot of you guys, decide to go win, right? So check this out, right? So I decided to go win. 1999, right? We did 20 directs, 2000, we did 41 directs. So it's not like I recruited 100 people a year, right? This is my 5-year run. 2001, I did 35 directs. 2002, 25, and 2003, I recruited 30 directs. That was my, claim to fame right there. That was my story right there, okay? But personal cases, we did 110, 138, 133, 122. Our base shop went from 20,000 to 35 to 46 on average for those years, 46, and then 51. We started to grow a little bit of a hierarchy. We went from 20 to 37 to 70 to 84 to 92. So we started getting things going, right? We made 100,000, 170, 250, 350, and 450, right? So does Primerica work if you get focused, yes or no, right? Anybody want to make $450,000? Your job ain't going to do that for you. Is your job going to do that for you in the next 5 years? No. No, it ain't going to happen. So if it ain't going to happen, then you have a decision to make today, and that's called get focused for the next 5 years. Okay, after it, like nobody's business. So what's the plan, right? Quality of life, freedom, travel, kids, private school, college, financial independence, right? Recruit directs, build teams, build leaders, big base shop, right? Start growing your income, start growing your hierarchy, building a big hierarchy. Okay, your schedule, 9 to noon, prospect, 20 contacts a week minimum. 4 to 5 per day, right? 1 to 4 o'clock, follow-up, interviews, calls. Should be doing all that stuff. 6 to 8 o'clock, you should have 2 kitchen tables. People ask me, Daniel, what do you do? What's your schedule? And I say, it's real simple. If I don't have an appointment, I try to get on one. That's it. It's called focus. It's called I know what I want, and I know what I should be focused on. Some of you are focused on so many things that you get messed up in your head. And you got to just focus on getting on an appointment and getting a result. Because ultimately that's what matters, is that you get what? Results. Okay? Results are what matters. Right? You can get jacked up and excited, high-fiving everybody, banging your head on the wall, but if you don't get no results, you ain't going to make no money. And I came to Primerica. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, look, I'm not saying that it's all about money or anything. Look, we've done a lot of good things. I paid out 20 death claims in my hierarchy so far this year. Well, let me tell you, I mean, do we do good things, yes or no, right? Look, I took a lady, I was telling Joyce, I took a lady, invested $400,000 of her money about maybe 10, 11 months ago. She's got over $508,000 right now in her account. Does she love me right now or what, huh? Right? And we're going to make sure that money keeps growing, and we're going to make it's all diversified. We're balancing it out for her to make sure that things, continue to stay stable for her, and make sure that she has a great financial plan because she's retired with me, right? I mean, I got to take care of this lady, right? We're going to do good things for her. We're change her life. But let me talk about it, right? I mean, I came here to do a lot of great things, but let me tell you, what I did also come here is to give my family financial independence. I want to get wealthy here. I want to get stoned. I mean, we have a lot of money saved, but that ain't nothing compared to what I know we can do and what we're capable of. This is only just the beginning, right? I mean, Saturday night, date night, Sunday family day, right? 6 to 9 o'clock, Sunday night phone blitz, number of KT set. Everything should be focused on appointments, setting up appointments. All right, so on Sunday night, you need to make sure your week's booked. How many of you guys are new less than 6 months? All right? Everything that you should be thinking about is appointments and recruits, 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 appointments and recruits. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Appointments and recruits, appointments and recruits, appointments and recruits. Why? Right? Is that what you're thinking about? Recruits, right? But remember, appointments and recruits, right? Because you get on some appointments, you're going to get the recruits. Don't worry about that. But if you ain't got no appointments, you can recruit people all day long, but if you don't get those people on appointments, then we can't get results. Okay? So this has got to be some serious focus at the end of the day, all right? And the last thing, I'll just finish off with you, three decisions that we make every day. What am I going to focus on? You should write this down. What am I going to focus on? What do I want? At the end of the day, it comes, ultimately, everything is based on what it is that you want. Don't worry about what the world says you should want. You want what you want. Okay? Don't worry about whatever. Even the people in Primerica. I don't want what I have or don't want what I want. Want what you want. Right? I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to want. I'm saying you need to figure, if you want to be successful at anything in life, you got to know what you want. You got to be very, very clear on what it is that you want out of your life, right? So number 2, right? Okay, so number 1 is what decision, right? Number 2, what does it mean? The end or the beginning? Am I being punished or rewarded? And number 3, what are we going to do? Give up or move forward? When obstacles come, what are we going to do? Are we going to give up or are we going to move forward? Right? Recession comes, we're going to give up or we're going to move forward. Our business goes out of business. Are we going to give up or are we going to move forward and be great? And you look at all the people that made some distinct decisions in their life. Right? I mean, Walt Disney went bankrupt 6 times before he built Disneyland. Right? Lance Armstrong, right? You know his story, right? Ain't a pretty one. But I'll tell you what, he didn't give up, did he? Kept on going. Rocky, I mean, if you guys have ever heard his story, and I wish I had some more time to tell you about his story and how Rocky actually got made. Phenomenal story. And then, of course, Rosa Parks, we all know she never gave up, and thank goodness she never gave up, right or wrong, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Right? We don't give up. And we're trying to build the culture in Primerica. We want to make sure that you understand how to do great things here and understand that we want to help you. But I want to make sure that everybody understands that we come from a culture of winners. We are tough. We are mentally tough. We are winners. We are champions. We are special. And we deserve great things just like anybody else. A lot of people in this world have a lot of great things, a lot of freedom, a lot of choices. Well, you know what? I don't care where you came from. I don't care how much money you had. I don't care how much money your family had. I don't care whether you're broke right now. We don't care about any of that stuff. We just care about where you're going. We just care about where you're going to be 10 years from now. And if you're truly going to become a champion in Primerica. I love this business. I love everything we do. Everything that we stand for, I love. And I'm going to protect this thing with everything inside of me. I love Primerica, and I hope you guys love it too. So have a good
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here.